Say and spell your name for us.
Assistant Chief Melanie Rucker, Melanie-Rucker.
Okay.
Jim Smith, State Fire Marshal, Jimsmith.
Okay. I think we're ready.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming out. I am Assistant Chief Melanie Rucker with the Minneapolis Fire Department. Our crews were called earlier this afternoon around 11:30 a.m. This morning from a report from Met Council contractors that were working in the sewer system that received readings on their monitors, their body monitors for a petroleum product, as well as strong smells of petroleum products within the sewer. So they evacuated the sewer and immediately called emergency responses in. Our fire crews arrived and also monitored the surrounding areas and the sewer systems and received a high amount of also readings on their gas monitors. And so therefore they evacuated the area within the university area, the businesses and the arenas around the area, and they continue to monitor along different avenues around this area. As they were monitoring, they evacuated buildings as needed throughout the area here at the university, all the way up to Elm Street as well as Oak. We do not currently have a source or a area where the petroleum is coming from. Emergency source crews and as well as many other groups involving the State Fire Marshal, State Hazmat, Bay West, some of the railroad systems, as well as Met Council, as well as the University of Minnesota. We're all working together as a unified command to mitigate this situation and find the source. Currently, all areas that we are finding readings have been evacuated. We are asking that if you are receiving readings in your area, you can still call 911 and we will respond to monitor. We're also asking that anyone in the evacuation area that you put water in your drains and in your floor drains and in your sinks to help with the petroleum hazard and to get some water through that system. We are currently also flushing the sewer system as we speak. We are flushing from 18th and Elm and as well as University Avenue. And right now, again, there is no injuries reported. Crews are currently still working to mitigate the scene and this hazard.
Is there still an active threat?
Currently, we're still monitoring. We have with our evacuation and our flushing system, it has minimized the active threat and minimized the hazard to a great amount and a great extent at this time.
What makes it so challenging to find the source? I mean, this happened a month ago, or a little more than that, and you're reading almost everywhere. What makes it so challenging to find the source?
Because it is below the ground and in the sewer system, and the sewer system has many routes in and out and connecting systems. So it is hard to find out exactly where that source is coming from.
Melanie, can you compare this to what happened about a month ago? Is this the same situation?
It is. We do not even know the source from the previous month ago situation. The great part and the lucky part about this situation is we caught it before there was any fires or before the sewer systems, expelled the sewer tops into the air and causing even more hazard.
Have crews been on the lookout? Would petroleum be normally, you'd be gauging for it down below, or did last month change protocols when people are down in the sewers?
No, it did not change protocols. As when contractors are working in the sewer, they always wear monitors and they always make sure that they're monitoring the sewer system. So that is a general protocol for their safety and for incidents like this.
How long will it take to flush the system?
We don't have a time frame. I believe maybe for 3 hours or until we're going to continue to monitor and not receive any readings throughout the sewer system.
Melanie, how large an area are we looking at in terms of evacuation?
So let me I have a paperwork because it's a large evacuation area.
And it's still evacuated, right? You're not letting anyone back in.
It's still evacuated, correct. And so the areas that we did evacuate were East Hennepin Avenue to Hoover to Stinson, all the way to 33rd Avenue Northeast. 18th Avenue to Elm Street, as well as 4th Street and University from 14th Avenue to Oak Street. And again, the flushing is currently happening on 18th and Elm and 15th and University. And if you were evacuated and you were in that zone, emergency personnel would have contacted you and told you to evacuate. So we ask you to continue to stay out of that area if you were evacuated in that evacuation zone. And also, again, to flush your sewer drains as well as your sink areas to make sure you get that water in there.
Melanie, this sounds like a much larger evacuation area than the previous one. This goes all the way to the northeast, it sounds like.
Yes, it's a much larger evacuation area.
Do you think these two incidents are connected?
Right now, I do not know. We do not know the source. We do not know this source as well as the previous source at this time, so we cannot confirm whether they're related.
This petroleum, is it a...
Go ahead. Two more, go ahead.
This petroleum, I mean, is it like gasoline from your car? Is it, I mean, have you tested the...
The hazmat team has taken samples from the sewer system, and we do not have an actual source on what type of petroleum product it is at this time.
I gotta imagine that there's...
Just a couple of things we observed today were manhole covers having been released. I assume that's to air out the system, and there were like several in a row, and then also fire hydrants being blown, with hosing. Is that part of the flushing and the airing out?
Yeah, there's several reasons. The manhole covers were opened up as to monitor, so we can get our monitors in the system and deep in the system, as well as opening up the hydrants to help assist flushing. And as well, the fire department is also assisting with the flushing with their hoses and making and flushing water into the manhole systems and as well, again, monitoring and airing out to mitigate the amount of gas products in that area.
Just one for the fire marshal. I mean, classes are resuming, very soon. You're going to have people right back here. I feel like this threat is not going away unless you find the source. I mean, are we going to keep doing this?
The state is looking into continuing investigations as to the source of this product. As the chief said, it's very difficult because this is in the sanitary sewer system, which means the product could be coming from inside a structure, which makes it extremely difficult to locate. So even though the fire units will eventually leave the scene here, Met Council, Minneapolis Sewer and Water will continue their investigation.
This has to be a lot. I mean, there's a lot of petroleum if it's going through all these places.
There is a significant amount of petroleum product in the sewer lines right now.
And do we even know, are we looking at this as criminal or just a leak somewhere that we can't get eyes on?
We've involved Minnesota Office of Pipeline Safety, and we have ascertained through the companies that have pipelines near here that run petroleum products. The closest one is 3 miles away, and they have assured us that there is no leak in their system. So it's not coming from a pipeline that we're aware of right now.
Do homes have, is this the kind of petroleum that heats homes that, I don't know, what buildings would they be in?
We have no idea what the product is right now. We do know it is a petroleum-based product, but the testing is still going on.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Jim Smith.
Jim Smith,
Yeah,
common
good to see you,
spelling.
Paul
yeah.
Bloom.
Yeah,
Nice
you had
to
the
see
right
you.
idea. You brought the
I know,
product.
it's like
I got a
game day.
small
Yeah.
handkerchief, and it's like, yeah, it's not working.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Be well.